Ladies and gentlemen, please be standing for the Kuwait National Anthem.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. خلق الإنسان من علق. اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم. علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى. إن إلى ربك الرجعى. أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى. أرأيت إن كان على الهدى أو أمر بالتقوى. أرأيت إن كذب وتولى. ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى. صدق الله العظيم.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us for the 55th annual graduation. It is indeed a year to celebrate, and we're glad that we're back to having a normal school year this year after a few years, and the normal graduation ceremony at the end of the year. Thank you very much for being with us. We had some amazing achievements this year, which you've seen on the screen, and they're in your programs. Highest mark in the world, highest mark in Kuwait, so some amazing achievements, and we're so proud of the students and all our teachers, and of course to the parents for helping them in those great achievements. We'd like to thank you once again for coming. Enjoy the evening with us, and now we'd like to welcome the class of 2023. Give them a big hand.
Mr. and Mrs. Shaheba, ESF staff, parents and guests, good evening to everyone. We are delighted to have you all here with us today to celebrate our special day. Before we start, on behalf of the sixth form, I would like to give a special thanks to all the parents and people who have been with us every step of the way and have helped us get where we are today. Without this guidance and support, we wouldn't be here today. I would also like to thank all the ESF staff, both teachers and administration, for all their help and support during our studies. Could I now please ask Mr. Warner, the school principal, to come to the stage?
Good evening, esteemed guests, school owners, parents, staff and graduates. It gives me great pleasure this evening in the 55th year of ESF's existence to address you as the head principal at this year's sixth form graduation and prize giving ceremony. Now, on a celebration evening such as tonight, it gives me pause to think about all of the many steps along the way that have led to the successes of these graduating students that you see before you. From the care, love and devotion of their parents in supporting them during the inevitably difficult times, to the ceaseless efforts of their teachers and all members of the school community in preparing these students for their schooling and their exams specifically. Both the support of these parties is essential to allow the students to fulfil their potential. As true as that is, ultimately, the success of this graduating class belongs to the students themselves. We, as educators and parents, can only show them the door to the correct path and encourage them to make the right decisions. We are dealing with teenagers after all. It is up to the individuals themselves who must actually walk through that door. It gives me great delight that when I see these students who we've known for many, many years displaying so many qualities, both academically and holistically as well. At ESF, throughout the long history of the school, we believe in the importance of nurturing students from the moment they enter the school in kindergarten all the way through to when they graduate in year 12 and 13. The school's long-held belief in the importance of the foundations of equality, resilience, respect, collaboration and ambition help guide students to their personal journey. This foundation provides the correct platform for these students to thrive upon the day of their graduation and become thoughtful, considerate members of the global community. These students have achieved some amazing results. If we go back to last summer when they're in year 11 and we looked at the IGCSE pass rates, A star to C, they achieved over 90% at that pass rate. At AS and A level, the pass rates were really high again at 84 and 100% respectively. These are truly excellent results. As Mr. Adib Shuhaiba alluded to at the start, some of our students have achieved so highly, they've actually been given the accolade of the Outstanding Pearson Learning Award. Now, this award is given to students by Pearson EdExcel themselves for students who have received the top marks in specific exams in the country or the region of Kuwait and the Middle East, and also in one case, the top mark in the whole world for a particular subject. That really is unbeatable, and we're very, very proud of them for this. It can't be forgotten, as much as we would like to, that this has happened against the backdrop of all the disruption that they have had for COVID, disrupting education both here and worldwide. This makes their achievement all the more incredible. The next cohort of students are going to have to work really, really hard to compete with the level of attainment that this set of graduates have managed to achieve.
Looking at the excellent IGCSE, AS and A2 results that were achieved in this January series as well, just gone by, it looks very promising for these students in the summer exam series that is already underway. Again, these students in front of you, they've already achieved some superb results in their modules, some even scoring 100% in the AS and A2 modules, which is almost unheard of in an external exam. I cannot say again how impressive that level of attainment is. It really is superb. Now, I don't want to put too much pressure on such young shoulders, but with those level of results attained in their modules, there is nothing stopping them from achieving the various highest levels in their summer exams and going for the very, very top grades. No pressure to you there, guys. As the academic year does start to draw to its conclusion, it would now be a good opportunity to acknowledge the members of the current teaching team that are sadly moving on from ESF this year. These teachers moving on are Mr. Adenola Onasanya in Science, Mrs. Tate Mully and Mrs. Ibrahim in English, Miss Van Zitters in the Music Department, and Mrs. Bedwala and Mr. Nassi, both in the Maths Department as well. Now, some of these teachers that I've just mentioned have been at ESF for many, many years. 17 years, I believe, in the case of Mrs. Bedwala. I'm sure that you will join me in giving appreciation to these valued members of staff that have given so much in their time at ESF and wishing them the best for their future. I'd also like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Shuhaiba, the Hilton Hotel, the principal of the upper school, Mr. de Kock, the head of the sixth form, Mr. Mully, and the exams coordinator, Mr. Williams, as well as the boys and girls pastoral coordinators, Mr. Ben Riley and Miss Van Zitters, who have been ably supported by their heads of year teams. Although a little further back in our graduates' educational journey, the parts played by the principal of the lower school, Mrs. Clara Rabi, and the middle school principal, Mr. Tierney, cannot be forgotten as well, because these formative years that these students were part of are equally important to allow them to get the successes that they are now achieving. To finish, my personal highlights during this evening is seeing the pride on the faces of parents as they see their children arriving this milestone of their lives. I've seen it many times and it never loses its appeal. As a teacher, it means so much to see this and know that we have been part of this. We've helped to make this happen by working together, that it has a happy conclusion with so many possibilities for the future. I wish all of these young adults behind me the best for life after ESF and remind them that whatever they do next, whatever their next step may be, they are always welcome, as so many former students do, to visit us here at ESF. Thank you to all graduates. Thank you, and to all graduates, congratulations. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Shuhaiba to present the Ibrahim Shuhaiba Memorial Awards. And this year, the recipient of this award is Ahmed Mekdashi. Thank you very much.
Could I now please ask Mr. Deepak to come to the stage, please?
Fahaheel, good evening. So, a few years ago, at an evening like this, one of our students graduated. He was called Clive Miranda. Today, Clive Miranda is a PhD at the University of Buffalo, New York. He's on the faculty of a medical school. He went to the following universities: New York University, Georgetown University, Midwest University, and Arizona University, and he's currently at the University of Buffalo, New York. And he's a specialist in osteopathic medicine. Another student I would like to highlight is Shafiq Rabbani. He went through McMaster's in Canada. Presently, he's a software engineer at Microsoft. You must be pretty good to become a software engineer at Microsoft. You are absolutely the creme de la creme de la creme de la creme, the best of the best of the best. The reason why I'm highlighting the students, and that's with their permission, is to show what we do really well in this school. We prepare students for life and work. And we have done that well. We will continue to do that well. And I have a list of about 60 students, by no means comprehensive. And there's an incredible amount of achievements on here. There's 3 PhDs. There's numerous doctors and engineers, and we seem to be doing that also very well. We produce doctors and engineers. And you know, a normal academic school where I come from, in deep darkest Africa, there would be 1 or 2. We seem to produce dozens per year group. And I love that, because, guys, we produce healers and builders. We educate kids that make life possible. And I would like to highlight a few more achievements here. Camilla Ayokal, PhD student, Sabachi University, another PhD. Ali Niazi, general practitioner trainee, NHS, he's a medical doctor of the NHS. Tatiana Olari, associate director, she works for an NGO in Switzerland. They specialize in anti-money laundering. Hassan Hadi Al-Hajiri, medical doctor, Adan Hospital. Sultan Taleb Muhammad, surgical doctor, serves in the Kuwait Urology Board. Saad Jamal, co-founder, principal engineer, and chief technology officer at the technology group, cloud engineer. Fadi Barsoum, founder and CEO of a startup in Dubai. Heidi Kamel, assistant lecturer at Toronto Metropolitan University. She has an MA from Palimoda, Italy, a BA honors from the Virginia Commonwealth University. She's particularly dear to me because she was in my tutor group for 5 years. There's numerous ones on this list. So, if you want your child to be successful, if you want him to become a doctor, if you want him to be an engineer, send him here. I may be arrogant, but this we do well and will continue to do well. Thank you, thank you. So, this year was probably one of the busiest I've ever experienced in the school. It has almost, if you wanted to make up for the deep, dark days of COVID. And we did. International Day returned. We had some new additions, Spy Day in mathematics, Newspaper Day, all highly successful, and Sport Day came back as well. And we have these events because, number one, we believe that although we do academics very well, school should be more than just academics. And sometimes school should be fun. And ironically, those words came from my mouth. Sometimes, and most of you know me, I'm serious most of the time, school should be fun. Added to that, we had numerous school trips, and although for my daughters and most of you, the school trips is about the McDonald's on the way there, maybe on the way back, but art goes to art galleries. The activities are designed to enhance your education. Mathematics go to the escape room to aid you in problem solving. So all of that has come back. And Mr. Warner alluded to or mentioned the many achievements we had academically with both Edexcel and Cambridge, but I would also like to mention the sixth form department. And I think in many cases, not underappreciated, but it should be mentioned more. They do an incredibly good job at university placements. And it's amazing at how many universities they get kids placed in that's in the top 200 in the world. Carleton University, University of Calgary, Brisbane, Glasgow, the University of Glasgow, St. Andrews, New York University, 20 in the Netherlands, Exeter, all top in the top 200 of the world. And I reckon we should appreciate that more, because Mr. Mali and Mr. Shaw has become excellent and highly skilled at doing this. Finally, I would like to finish off with 3 bits of advice to you guys. First thing is, be very, very careful with your pocket money when you go to uni or college. Because one of my friends wrote to his dad, and this is pre-mobile phones days, you couldn't text him, he had to send him a letter. And in the letter he wrote, "No man, no fun, your son." His dad replied back, "Too bad, too sad, your dad." Be very careful with your pocket money. The second thing is a quote from a movie, Gladiator. Russell Crowe said it, he said something like, "Remember, what you do in this life echoes into eternity." Although I think my rendition of Russell Crowe is not that good. The thing is, he didn't say it. It was said by the Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who's probably one of the best Roman emperors there ever was, because he was number one sane and he was actually a thinking human being. Lots of them were not. But what you do in this life echoes into eternity. Have a life that echoes into eternity. Many of the students that are on this list, they are beginning to have lives that will echo into eternity. And my last bit that I want to leave you with is a quote from Denzel Washington, which I appreciate, and it's this: "Never be discouraged. Never look back. Give everything you've got. And when you fall throughout life, and you often will, fall forward." Finally, I would also like to thank Mr. Warner, Guri, Adiba, and both my deputies, Mr. Williams, and Mr. Mali, as well as the heads of years, and more than anything I would like to thank the teachers, because those people sitting behind there started you on this life, and without them you would not be here. And lastly, I would like to thank the parents, and I hope my Arabic pronunciation is correct. Ata Sharaf, Beni Nafer, Al Madrasa, Shukran Lakum. Thank you for the privilege of being your principal. And guys, thank you for the privilege of being your teacher. It's an honor to educate kids like you. I thank you. I have another honor that has come my way. I need to present the International Student Award, and this year it goes to Nafisa Malia.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call Mr. Williams up to the stage and Mr. Warner. Thank you.
Haider Abdullah, graduating with merit. He's receiving subject awards for AS Biology and AS Chemistry. Haroon Ahmed, graduating with distinction. He's receiving the subject award for AS Physics and a citation for AS Chemistry and AS Mathematics. Dina Saif, graduating with merit. Jori Hassan, graduating with merit, and is receiving the subject award for AS History and citation for AS Psychology. Abdullah Al-Kawi is graduation with distinction and is receiving the subject award for AS Islamic Studies and a citation for AS Biology. Hala Krayam is graduating with distinction and had the honour of being the head girl. Ahmad Mekdachi is graduating with honours. He's receiving the subject award for A2 Physics and A2 Computer Science and a citation for AS A2 Mathematics. He had the honour of being this year's head boy and is the recipient of the Ibrahim Shahaiba Award. Nafisa Malia, graduating with distinction. She is the recipient of a subject award for AS English, AS Geography and AS Psychology. She is the recipient of the International Student of the Year. Rawan Al-Wazes is graduating with merit. Miriam Dejeria is graduating with distinction. She has a citation for AS Computer Science. Osama Al-Shamari is graduating with distinction. He is the recipient of a Subject Award for AS Mathematics and has a citation for AS Physics. Halima Najreen is graduating with distinction and is the recipient of a Subject Award for AS Business, AS Computer Science, and a citation for A2 Art. Khadija Ali is graduating with merit. She's receiving a Subject Award for A2 Art and a citation for AS History. Junaid Ahmed is graduating with distinction. Dari Al-Dabis is graduating with merit. Ahmed Ghazali is graduating with a pass and is the recipient of a Subject Award for AS Economics. Hussein Ali Munir is graduating with a pass and is the recipient of a Subject Award for AS Arabic. Mohammed Ali Munir is graduating with a pass. Ali Salem is graduating with a pass. Omar Ahmed is graduating with a pass. Ramiz Javeri is graduating with a pass. Abdul Mohsin Al-Khaji is graduating with merit. Hashim Al-Maroub is graduating with distinction. Isa Al-Ajmi is graduating with a pass. Salman Al-Hakan is graduating with merit. Haider is graduating with a pass. Saad Al-Musa is graduating with a pass.
Now I would like to call the head of sixth form, Mr. Mwali, up to the stage. Thank you.
Good evening. Before I graduate the students, I'd just like to ask the VIPs to take their leave of us, please, and then we'll have some fun. That wasn't awkward. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to show you a video that the students have created of their time at ESF. I haven't seen the pictures of them sleeping. Okay. Mr. de Kock alluded earlier to fun, and as you can see, they have had too much fun this year. But a couple of things that weren't mentioned was the volunteer work that they've been doing at the animal hospital, and, which has actually resulted in my wife and I owning a dog now for the first time ever. They've also the pantomime that they put on for the lower school, that was a lot of fun, and they recently had an ice skating trip that they all enjoyed, thanks to the PE department for that. And most of the serious stuff has been said and people thanked, so I won't be that much longer. I would like to thank my deputy, Mr. Shaw, for the help that he gives throughout the year. And just one more thing. We came down yesterday for a rehearsal, a very bad rehearsal. And we went to the Starbucks before to have a drink and a cake. And we were just talking, and I said to the students, so tell me what you remember, you'll remember of being in the sixth form. And the first thing they said was laughter. And there has been a lot of laughter up there this year. And I mean, the only thing, if I was going to give you advice, is just remember not to take yourselves too serious. You have all been sitting up here very serious tonight. It just comes to the end now, and after this, the students will be going out in the foyer to do the throw in the hat ceremony. If you want to take a picture, please be careful. They're not very good at throwing their hats. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor to present the class of 2023. Make some noise!